There are good people and there's Rain. He's absolutely one of the most loyal people I've ever met, and one of the people with the highest form of integrity. Whatever he says, he promises, he keeps. For me, that is the most important thing that people can be. Have integrity and be loyal and stay with people, at people's sides, no matter what happens. So I'm really proud to call him my friend. I'm really proud that he's here, and he have a fantastic story to tell you and a great movie to shoot. So welcome, Ray.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you, guys. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. Thanks, Espen, for that and many other things. First, before I get into anything, I'm not going to talk too long because we got a whole movie to watch. But luckily, we're going to break things up a little bit. But before I get into that, I just want to say that I'm eternally grateful for the hospitality that I've been shown the past couple days. It's been amazing. My girlfriend and I have spent a few days here with some amazing people who are, yes, apparently global thought leaders in fitness, but I don't care about that shit. That doesn't impress me. No, because they're the people that I've laughed with over the past couple of days. There are people that have made me cry. There are people that I've almost died on a boat with. There are people that have advised me and inspired me and done stupid dances on video scavenger hunts. It's an inside joke, long story. But I don't see them as peers. I see them as friends now. Right? It's a family thing, and that's something that's really, really important to me. And that's something, that tone is set immediately, super quickly by Espen and Kina and the staff at AFPT, and it's a really special thing. Espen told you that we met some years back on the process of me making the film when I was crashing on couches here in Norway. What he didn't tell you was that we actually collaborated on this film. And by collaborated, I mean he gave me some money, which is the best kind of collaboration. And then just left me alone. Just let me just go make the movie for a couple of years. But, he invested in that relationship, that connection that we had, that friendship. He invested in me. He sure as hell didn't invest in the plan that I had, because I didn't have one there at that time. So I don't want to spoil too much about the movie. He told you it's about the calisthenics movement. I missed Joey's workshop today, and I'm bummed about that. I was sleeping, not gonna lie. But this basically documents the rise of freestyle calisthenics, or as it's known, street workout, from something that was done in parks and playgrounds and communities all over the globe that was used as a social tool. It was bringing kids off the streets and out of gangs and building communities from the inside out, and it tracks its rise to an international sport. And the question that it asks is, will the commercialization kill the grassroots beauty of the culture? It's a beautiful movement, and I had an idea and a dream to share this. It's this beautiful movement about the human spirit, people brought together by a common bond that can change the world. Doesn't necessarily have to be through fitness, though this one was. And the process of making this film, absolutely the best time of my life. I would travel the world, a country boy from North Carolina, went to like 15 countries in a year, like the best time of my life. Immediately followed by the lowest point of my life, when I was like out of money, debt was rising, and I was, he kind of alluded to this, trying to make this movie. And I'm telling you, it beat me down, and I've been in tears on my mom's couch, not knowing what to do. My two homes, New York and North Carolina, both had like forgotten about me. I had no income, and it beat me down and beat me down. I didn't know how to navigate it. But I didn't stop. I just kept pushing forward. I kept showing shitty versions for test audiences. I kept getting rejected by film festivals. I kept getting no's from distributors. But I just kept working, kept whittling it down to get to the heart of the story. And nobody picked it up, and so I was like, you know what? I've carried this weight up the mountain for years. I'm just going to take me to continue to carry it all the way. And so we took it around the States and toured it around ourselves. We partnered with the Fit Expo, those that out of LA. and we would screen it there, and we'd do it in conference rooms, and we had outdoor screenings at parks. And one time we had 20 people in an Airbnb apartment in Venice Beach. Like anywhere we could, we'd do it. And some screenings would have 60 people, some would have 6. But the one thing that happened every time that we noticed is that like everybody dug it. Everybody was inspired, you know, from teenager to senior citizen. Everybody left like wanting to do pull-ups. And I was like, well, shit, I think we got something here. And we just kept touring it around, spreading the word ourselves, and eventually we got accepted to the Hip Hop Film Festival in New York City, which is like, we really wanted to get in that festival. It was the birthplace of the movement, and we knew it would be a good crowd for us, and we ended up winning the whole festival, Best of the Fest. And yeah, it was a super good thing. Oh, thank you, Seth. It was great. It was all the legends, like the legends, the people that are in the movie were there, and it was really important for me for them to like it, and they did. It was like a great experience. And then fast forward to the beginning of this year, we released it ourselves, and then we were able to sell it to Red Bull Media House, which was like a huge, huge storybook ending to an indie film like this. You know, I had a camera and a backpack and went around the world and condensed 1,000 stories into one, and you know, we had the dream. And it's a little difficult for me to say this because although clearly I'm extremely handsome, I am humble. But this puts me in like a super small percentage of filmmakers, of indie filmmakers. Like this does not happen, you know, and I'm still like coming to terms with that. It's really like a great ending to this story, and this has become my story now. And every one of us in here has a story to tell. We've already talked about that, you know, which is really exciting. I'm excited about this whole convention. But every one of us has a story to tell. And what's your story? How do you tell that story? How do you find that story? Sometimes you got to cut it open, look inside, dig around a little bit, and it ain't pretty, you know? But I found out a lot about myself making this film. I found out what made me unique. I wasn't sure before that. A lot of people would come up to me. Video is very big in this culture, as it is fitness nowadays, but everybody would always come up to me and like, you know, what camera are you using, or what do you think about this thing that just came out, or this gadget or this gadget? And you know, I had a $1,000 Canon 60D and like one zoom lens, and that's it. And you know, no crew, nothing. And I don't know. I was insecure, to be honest, but I would feel like they were like sizing me up or whatever. And I would be quick to tell them, I was like, man, I could take an iPhone and do more than that camera because I'm telling a story. I'm not doing a highlight reel, right, guy? It's the man, not the machine. And it would kind of like shut him up for a little while. But it was totally like a defense mechanism. But then it became my philosophy. It became who I am. Yeah, I didn't have the best equipment. Like I said, I didn't have a crew. I'm not the best cinematographer. I'm not that technical. But what I damn sure can do can make a lot out of a little. And how can you do that? It's like, what do people latch onto? It's not all the fluff. It's that connection that we talked about. It's that emotion, right? That's what they keep coming back for. It's other people. It's people with stories that they can cheer for and they can relate to. That's what people need, you know? And if you're gonna build your brand or you're gonna engage or connect with your audience, then you got, as Thomas just said, you gotta sell your story. You know, that's what's gonna keep people coming back. That's what they're gonna connect with. You don't need that much. And for me, as a visual storyteller, it's like super exciting time right now because I have a lot of organizations and brands coming to me and asking for help because video has never been more important than it is right now. Storytelling, visual storytelling specifically, and a story can be 80 minutes like this film, or it can be 6 seconds. But the one thing that is true for all of them is the attention span is at an all-time low. Like you gotta grab them and grab them quick. And it takes that connection, getting to the heart of the matter and the hearts of the people listening. Dan, you and I talked about this last night, I think. I'm technically a millennial, like the first few years. And a lot of times we get criticized in the digital age of like losing the ability to connect with people because of technology and things like that. But in my experience, that hasn't been the case. Not in making this film, and not in life. Because we still get together in places like this, we still break bread together to engage with each other and reach each other and communicate when we don't necessarily have to. We can do that with technology these days. And I believe that we will always yearn for that thing that ties us all together, because that's the one thing that the machines can never replicate. And that thing is the human spirit. So I'm excited to show you guys my work. For those that don't speak graffiti, this is Raise Up, The World Is Our Gym. And last thing, in the interest of a cheap clap, I just want to say that before we came to this trip, my girlfriend and I, who's in the back, found out that she and we are expecting our first kid. And thank you. So we didn't end up being able to party like we thought we were going to on this trip, but hopefully come April, I will have a new story to tell. Thanks, guys.